Hello food fans, going to have a nutritious, reasonably inexpensive meal at today's prices. Of course, if you consider a $4 meal per serving to be reasonable, then we'll have a reasonable meal. Got some carrots and some potatoes, and I've got some skinless, boneless chicken, and the flavoring items. I got onions and garlic powder, all kinds of good stuff. It's nutritious as far as I know, and it's going to be very, very tasty. So let's get started. And we're going to use our pressure cooker. Haven't used that in a while, so it's going to be delicious. It's going to be very tender. The pressure cooker tenderizes everything that it cooks, and it's going to be delicious. I'll turn on the heat. And after the noise stops from the little noise maker on top of the pressure cooker, I can take the handle off, or not the handle, take the cover off of the pressure cooker, and we'll get ready to eat. It is still too hot to eat, but we will take it to the dining table. And it's not as hot as it was, but it's still hot. And this is a pressure cooker, and it cooks the meal so tenderly. Let me see if I can get a hunk of chicky bird here to hold up to the camera. This is a big piece of skinless, boneless, free-range chicken. The chicken could get around and do whatever it wanted to do. But after cooking for a while in the pressure cooker, it becomes very, 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 very tender. And what I'll do is just chop it in two with a spoon and show you what I'm talking about. Of course, it wants to slide off the spoon. Here we go. And this meal is not too costly by today's standards, probably about $4 per serving. And here's the chicken cut in two by a spoon. And let me get the big pressure cooker closer to me here. This is my dish for eating. And what I usually do when I get chicken and vegetables and cook it, I end up making enough food that I can have 3 different days of food. I have chicken and vegetables the first day, chicken and vegetables the second day, and the third day I have the broth with pasta, some noodles, and it is very, very good. I like carrots, and they are one inexpensive food. Talk a little bit about Paramount. Paramount Pictures, where I used to work. Had a really good gig there for 4 seasons. Worked with Dear John as one of the cast members. Let me get some of this. And on the stage next to us, as I mentioned before in another video, we worked on a stage where we shared a common entry into the stage with the cast and crew of the movie Ghost, with Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. And Whoopi Goldberg used to come over to the set of Dear John. But later, I think it was the last season that we worked the show Dear John. We shared the stage with, I think it was called The Royal Family, with Red Fox and Della Reese, and so we got to chat with them quite often. We would be working the same stage proximity, and we'd see each other going in and out. And Della Reese used to sing when she'd be coming in or out of the door, she'd be singing a song. She had a beautiful voice. If you want to hear a great song by a great singer, just listen to Della Reese. And the song is either titled "And That Reminds Me," or it might have a slightly different wording. Paramount had lots of good shows during the time I was there working on Dear John. When I was an extra, before I worked on Dear John, I worked Paramount on the show Happy Days several times, once as Abe Lincoln. Also worked Family Ties. More food. And I worked Robert Mitchum epic, sort of a series. I think they had about 7 episodes, and each was 2 hours long. Winds of War was the title, and it was great working with Robert Mitchum. Get another big hunk of chicken here. That looks good. You know, Paramount used to be RKO. RKO was the studio that put out the movie King Kong. And the back lot at RKO, or at Paramount, had a lot of RKO advertisements of sorts. I've never seen anything like the sewer lids, the lids that fit on the sewers that carry away the rainwater. For RKO, they duplicated the RKO logo with the big tower, looks like the Tower of Pizza or the Eiffel Tower. They got that on sewer lids in the back lot of Paramount. Just north of Paramount, what do you think shares the border of the property of Paramount with the rest of the world? It's a cemetery. It is good. 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 And I did add some garlic powder, potatoes. Potatoes, I once read, have more vitamin C than oranges. When I was on Dear John, I had my own parking space at Paramount. Whoop. My parking space was next to James Burrell's parking space at least one season. He was the person who directed most of the Cheers episodes. Very nice person. He directed the first pilot episode of Dear John, and he also directed the first regular episode of Dear John. And I don't remember what kind of car he had, but I used to park in my parking space with my car, which was a 1969 Rambler, and that got me a lot of movie work. Most of the vintage cars that you see in the movies that take place in some era, like it's 1930s movie, 1940s movies, they need old cars, vintage cars that are in good shape. And a lot of movie extras have vintage cars. I had a Rambler station wagon, 1969, model 440. Usually I eat the salad first, but today I'll eat salad after having consumed the chicken and the vegetables. The salad is my favorite here, coleslaw. Use my spoon to get a nice size helping of coleslaw. Coleslaw is good. I think Paramount might have some tours of a lot of you call them up and tell them you want to take a tour, or the next time they have one scheduled, and they'll take you around to the different movie studio or different stages where movie studios were filmed. And there's a lot of history at Paramount. Eat one more spoonful of meat and potatoes. And I'll save the rest, and tomorrow I'll add a little bit more in the way of potatoes and onions and carrots and chicken. And have a big meal again. And then, the day after tomorrow, I'll have the chicken broth with noodles, and that will be very good. Move this over here, because it's time for our secret dessert. And the secret dessert today is cherry pie. The right side up there it is. Cherry pie. And I know it's going to be good. The cherries have just bloomed about, or blossomed, or put forth cherries. The cherry tree in my yard has lots of cherries on it, but they're growing fast because I eat several hands full of cherries every day. Also, we got the cicadas building up their numbers. Delicious cherry pie. Hope you are having a good day and a good weekend. Looking forward to it. If there's something you want me to cook in the pressure cooker, let me know. I hope you're having good weather. We are. And thank you for watching. Almost forgot. Let's have some root beer. This is Barq's, B-A-R-Q''S. To our good health and a wonderful, fabulous next 100 years or so. That's good. I'll have one more sip.